Another weekly coverage of Skyrim mods, and with Starfield being right around the corner, you would think that the modding scene would slow down for a bit. But since the activity of the community hasn't dwindled down at all, we'll cover a bunch of mods in rapid succession to give you the weekly dose of Skyrim mods before your Starfield playthrough. We got 16 to get through in 8 minutes, so let's start with movement overhauls. Skyrim Motion Control. This neat little mod is a script-free plugin that changes players' movement by introducing acceleration and gradual slowdown, and in the process adding more weight and momentum to players' movement. It's pretty subtle and takes time in getting used to it, since you will accelerate slowly instead of being full speed in an instant, as well as gradually slow down due to momentum. Smooth Jumping. Overhaul your jumping animations to be something less silly looking and more believable by introducing a minor framework and animation to replace the horrendous bow-legged jumping in the original game. Additionally, what's great about this mod is that it adds variety as well. Jumping animations while standing still will be completely different from animations when moving forward, while also adding multi-variant animations for sprint jumping. Shoutout to Mern for forcing me to check out SkyClimb mod. Mern is your MXR 2.0 channel, but maybe sometimes actually funny. Anyway, SkyClimb utilizes previously covered animated traversal and lets you climb anywhere. It's actually that simple and works surprisingly well. Now, of course, Skyrim hasn't been made with this type of traversal in mind, so use it responsibly. Nevertheless, by approaching the ledge and using the hotkey of your choice, now you can climb on top of rooftops for your stealth roleplays. Additionally, the mod also allows you to hop over the fence as well, and once you approach a climbable surface, a subtle green indicator will appear, prompting the player accordingly to utilize climbing features. One of the two most common questions I get are what game version am I using, and if on the latest, how am I using all these cool animations with it? Requested as a minor PSA by Chassier, here's what you do in case you've updated the game to the latest version. Download Downgrade Patcher executable, full or best of both worlds, run the file, double check the game's folder location, which should be automatically selected by the patcher, and click start. That's it, your game will revert back to 1.597, and in the case of best of both worlds, keeping all of the content from Anniversary Edition and retaining modding compatibility for 1.597. Absolutely average animations for Greatsword, a hidden gem animation mod I stumbled upon a week ago for you Vanilla Plus modders out there. These animations don't require any frameworks to be used and are simple plug-and-play install, offering functionally better hit arcs while looking incredibly stylish. What makes these animations stand out compared to any others in the community is that they are matched with first-person perspective. This includes all types of power attacks. If you don't care about that, you can try Leviathan 2 animations. These animations require no introduction, as I've covered this author's mods in the past extensively, and the footage speaks for itself. As far as non-combat, we can circle back to Sonderbane and check out his idol animations for male and female actors. Dynamic Female Idols, a pack of idol variants that thematically attempts to present a more feminine touch to idling if you're into that particular theme. If not, please don't be this guy. Insulting authors for their work is incredibly rude, and if you disagree with their approach, you always have an option to skip the mod. Sonderbane's latest animations focus on a feminine aspect, just like these ledge-sitting animations, which are pretty amazing for the theme they're going for, and I myself am keeping the two. And lastly, he's also animated idols for men, with subtle 15 to 20 second lasting idol animations, similar to female counterparts, with Chad-like belt holds while curiously looking around. All these animations utilize OAR, allowing you to pick and choose your favorites. When looking to improve settlements of Skyrim, instead of opting for major overhauls, I've recently settled, no pun intended, to northern farmhouses. This mod is a mesh change for Skyrim farmhouses that adopted a model from the Cities of the North series. It gives villages and farmsteads a northern vibe, without making any changes to landscapes, and makes all minor towns and cities much more aesthetic. After installing this mod, you will be surprised how major of a change this is. Farmhouses are literally everywhere in the province of Skyrim, and when the model is so drastically different, some places will end up looking unrecognizable. Farms will look more grand, while villages will teem with Nordic elegancy that perfectly fit the Skyrim's climate and theme. Similarly, Nordic longhouses is a must-have when pursuing these Nordic-inspired visuals. It does the same to Jarl's longhouses that northern farmhouses do to, well, farmhouses. It's also just a model change without landscape edits, and looks more grand, with a minor emphasis on Nordic symbolism. Unrelated, Skyfall, Where the hell is my fortified windhelm? Thuldor's Ivarstead. A new Cities of the North inspired overhaul for the city where Dragonborn begins their pilgrimage. Not only is it thematically appropriate with our previous 2 mods, but this settlement overhaul absolutely blew me away after I've given it a try. From a village with 2 farmhouses to a now cozy hamlet, complete with a town square, chapel, cemetery and a guard tower, it was created to go in tandem with northern roads, Lux and Ulvenwald, and accomplishes a perfect mix of improved but not overly cluttered. The mod replaces the architectural style of Ivarstead using assets from Cities of the North Falkreath and Northern Roads, which makes it perfectly blend with the rest of the province's aesthetic if you opted into installing previously suggested farmhouse and longhouse models. At the point of making this video, this mod only has 900 unique downloads, so show this mod some love. Speaking of Ulvenwald, I cannot describe my excitement when 3D LODs came out. Finally, I can use TTU without bland and flat distant terrain tree LODs, but instead bask in the almost unnoticeable border between loaded and unloaded terrain, which is an issue for almost all mod lists with bright weathers and ENB presets. We covered a bunch of UI additions and improvements in the last video, but just as I released it, a highly anticipated UI mod came out right after. Wheeler requires no introduction to the veterans of the community, but to those potentially unaware, the mod embeds a quick action wheel into Skyrim's gameplay, providing a convenient interface for accurate and customized access and usage of spells, weapons, powers, shouts, potions and poisons in the inventory and magic tabs. While it does take a bit of getting used to its implementation, Wheeler's convenience quickly becomes apparent once you figure it out. It's pretty simple. With a caps lock default key, assign a wheel to your HUD and start adding slots by pressing M. You can have as many slots as you would like. I personally choose 6 slots per wheel. After that, go back to the inventory menu and start adding anything you deem useful for your gameplay. In this case, I've created a magic only wheel. And since the mod allows you to create multiple wheels and each having multiple slots, you can swap between multiple created wheels with the Q and E hotkeys. If used mid-gameplay, there is a smooth little time slow effect, mimicking what most modern games like Witcher and even Fallout 4 implements in their games. Simple hunting overhaul. Inspired by Hunterborn and Red Dead Redemption 2, J-Serpa is back with another gem of a mod that implements minor hunting systems to the game. Animals now have a cool new skinned model if you as a hunter opt into just grabbing pelts. Alternatively, if you leave a carcass behind after hunting, with immersive death cycle, all animals in the game now have a decaying period where after a certain amount of hours, carcass will go from fresh to rotten to bones. If you choose to carry the carcass with you, the Hold's Guard will not be ecstatic about your poaching endeavors.
By the order of the Jarl, stop right there.
You can try to weasel your way out in controversial and totally not psychotic ways.
That's a valuable animal.
Or you can just purchase a hunting permit for the hold you want to hunt in, signed by the Jarl's Steward. And lastly, hunting different animals and bringing fresh carcass to merchants in towns can result in interesting interactions through bargaining, as prices will vary depending on the utility of the carcass for the given person, while cleverly using in-game voice dialogue.
Okay.
Huge shout out to all of the community members that won the screenshot competition and for borrowing me their presets to use in this video. Make sure to endorse all of the authors and their creations, and I'm gonna go ahead and plunge myself into darkness for the next 100 hours playing Starfield. By the way, I'll be streaming live with a face reveal here on YouTube for the next 7 days, and I would appreciate your company greatly. If not, that's cool, the next video will be coming relatively soon. Take care.